So last month, my parents announced they were getting into birdwatching. This is pretty normal for retirees in my neighborhood. I figured it was only a matter of time before they started wearing those vests with too many pockets and joined the Audubon Society. They even set up a fancy bird feeder outside the kitchen window, and bought a pair of binoculars that looked like they were stolen from a submarine. Every morning, I'd catch them sitting by the window, scribbling in a notebook and whispering to each other like undercover agents. But here's where it started getting weird. I noticed there weren't a lot of bird sightings being recorded. In fact, every time I asked about the birds, my mom would just mutter something about the usual suspects and my dad would glare out the window like he was expecting a gangland showdown. Then one afternoon, I caught them in the act, binoculars glued to their faces, but instead of watching the sky, they were locked in on a particularly chubby squirrel making off with a whole cob of corn from the feeder. My mom triumphantly marked something in her notebook and muttered, "That's 3 for Mr. Fluffles today." Turns out, my parents had abandoned birdwatching in favor of what they called competitive squirrel surveillance. They'd invented a points system for different squirrel antics. Acorn theft? 2 points. Chasing away a blue jay? 5 points. Successfully hanging upside down to raid the suet cake? A whopping 10 points and a spot on the Squirrel Hall of Fame, which, apparently, is just a Polaroid tape to the fridge. They started referring to the squirrels by names like the Nutjob, Sir Squeak-a-Lot, and the Fuzzy Bandit. My dad even started wearing camouflage to blend in with the curtains. This all came to a head when I brought my girlfriend over for dinner and my parents asked us if we wanted in on the semifinals. Apparently, it was down to Chunk Norris and Squeaky Blinders in the championship round. As my mom handed me a pair of binoculars and a scorecard, she whispered, "In this house, we don't just watch the birds. We keep our eyes on the real nuts."